Greetings everyone. It's Mr. Hlajai here. Welcome to Back to Basics. Let's look at these three particular examples and see in terms of how can we determine the first derivative from our first principle, right? Now, it is important to note that before you do any first derivative, or rather before applying any first principle, you need to firstly be in a position that you write the formula, which is what? That your first derivative of x is equals to your limit as your h approaches 0, which is going to be same as what? Which is going to be same as f into x plus h. Subtract what? Subtract your f of x over what? Over your h. Altogether. Then now, what else then now are you going to use from here? Now, this is going to be same as what? This is going to be same as your limit as your h approaches 0. This is going to be equals to what? Where there is x plus h, that's what you're going to substitute, right? So which means in the first equation, this is going to be same as what? 2. Where there is x, you're going to write what? X plus h. How to get? Remember, this is the first equation of f of x plus h, right? So which means this is going to be x plus h subtract again, because here you are also having the x, you're going to write x plus h. Then subtract. What else then are you going to have now from this side? Then you're going to write now the equation of f of x, which is equal to what? Which is same as 2x squared subtract your x. Altogether, then this is going to be divided by what? This is going to be divided by h. And remember, this was squared, right? Hopefully that we remember all that. Now, secondly, now what else then are you going to do here? This is going to be same as your limit as your h approaches 0. Now, this is same as 2 into what is going to be your x. This is same as your x squared plus your 2xh plus your h squared. Subtract. Now, what is it that you're going to have here? Now, this is going to be subtract your what? Subtract your x. Then when you multiply the negative again with the h, it's going to what? Negative h. Subtract what? 2x squared, right? Subtract 2x squared plus what? Plus your x over your what? This is going to be over your h. How to get? Now, what is it that that is going to happen here? This is going to be your limit as your h approaches 0. This is going to be same as what? 2 multiplied by x squared is this is going to be same as 2x squared. 2 multiplied by 2 is going to be plus what? Plus 4xh. 2 multiplied by h squared, this is going to be what? Plus h squared, or rather plus 2h squared. Then this is going to be subtract x, subtract your h, subtract your 2x squared plus what? Plus x. This is divided by what? This is divided by h. Altogether. Then now, what is it that is going to happen here? Now then, from here, you're going to collect like terms. What is it that you're going to do when you collect like terms? This 2x squared and this negative 2x squared, they are going to cancel each other, right? What else is going to cancel each other? The positive x and the negative x are going to cancel each other. And now, what is it that you're left with now? So, from this particular equation, now let's just scroll a little bit upward, right? Now, what is it that you're going to have here? Right? Now, from here, what is it that you're going to have? This is same as what? This is going to be same as what? Your limit as your what? As your h approaches 0. Now, what is it that you're going to do? Can you see this is same as 2h squared plus what? Plus 4xh minus what? Minus h over what? Over h. How to get? Then now from here, you can always what? You can always now collect what? You can now take out your h as a common factor. Remember, now we want to get rid of our denominator h, right? So if we do what, if let's say we do what, we take out h as our common factor, what is it that you're going to have, right? Now let's see. What is it that you are going to have now from here? So this is going to be same as what? When you take out h, this is same as your limit as your h approaches 0. This is going to be same as your h. You are going to be left with your 2h plus what? Plus 4x subtract 1 over what? Over your h. Now this h and this h are going to cancel each other, right? Then the remaining h here, you are going to now substitute what? You're going to say 2 into what? into 0 plus 4x subtract 1, right? Then what is going to be then the final answer here? This is going to be same as your what? Your 4x subtract 1. Once again, so basically that is going to be what? That is going to be the first derivative using our what? Using our first principle. Once again, that now you are going to firstly start by writing the first derivative of x, which is equals to what? The limit as your h approaches 0. This is going to be f of x plus h subtract what? Subtract f of x. What? This is going to be over your what? Over your h. And now, what is it that you are going to have here? This is going to be your limit, what, as h approaches 0. Now from here, what is it that you're going to do? You're going to start by substituting. This is same as 4 over what? Over x plus h, right? Close bracket. And this is going to be subtract what? 4 over what? 4 over x. And all of this is going to be divided by h. Are we together? Now, this is the correct way of substituting, right? Can you see that I still took all the same equation, but now where there was x in the first one, I substituted the x plus h, right? Now, so the next thing that I'll want them to do here is that if I can look at my numerator here, I'm having my what? I'm having my fraction, right? So the best thing that I can do is I can come in this bracket and multiply it by what? X plus h, both in the numerator and denominator, so that I can have the what? The denominator that is the same. In this side, I can multiply by x, right? So what is this going to be? Which means now here, when I say my limit as my h approaches 0, this is going to be same as what? This is same as 4 over what? 4 multiplied by x. Remember I said I'm going to multiply by x, right? I multiply on both sides. 4 multiplied by x over what? This is going to be same as x into what? Into x plus h. Subtract, this is going to be same as what? This is same as also 4. Here it's going to be 4x plus what? This is 4x plus 4h. Remember, because it's same as 4 multiplied by x and 4 multiplied by h, right? So this is going to be over again. This is x plus h. And everything here over what? Over my h. Okay. Then now, what else then am I then going to do from here? I'm going to say, look, from here, then now I am going to start by what? I am going to now write everything under one denominator. So which means from here, I am going to say this is actually going to be same as what? This is going to be same as the 4. Remember, this is my limit as my age approaches 0. This is going to be same as 4 x. Then this is subtract what? This is same as subtract what? This is subtract 4x plus what? Plus 4h over what? Over now, this is same as what? Your x squared plus what? Plus your xh. All together, this is what is the same thing. When you multiply the x here and also you multiply the what? The x and h. All together. And remember, the denominators are the same, so I can write everything under one roof, right? So this is going to be your limit as your h approaches 0. Now, what is it that you're going to have now here? Look, this is same as 4x subtract x, which is actually what? I am going to be left with my negative 4h here over my what? This. And remember, before I write this, remember we haven't solved the h that is found below here, right? So this is still divided by h. Remember, because we haven't solved the h. Now, what is it that I'm going to be left with now? Can you see that the 4x and the negative 4x are going to cancel here, right? And which means I'm going to be left with negative 4 h over what? This is same as my x squared plus my xh. This is going to be then multiplied, right? Remember here it's same as h over 1. Right? So when I multiply here, it's same as 1 over what? This is going to be same as my 1 over h. Can you see that? I multiply by 1 over h. So from here, what is it that I'm going to have here? Now, the h here and the h here are going to cancel, right? So which means I'm going to be left with negative 4. The limit as h approaches 0, this is negative 4 over what? Over x squared plus what? Plus xh. Now, what else then I'm going to do now? I'm going to substitute my what? My h worth 0. So this is going to be negative 4 over what? This is x squared. This is going to be plus x into what? Into 0, which means the answer that I'm going to have here, it's going to be negative 4 over what? Over x squared. Altogether, now this is going to be the solution for this particular problem, right? Hopefully this makes sense to you now. Let's look at the last question, right? Now, what is it that you're going to have here? I know that this one, it looks easy, but it's not as easy as one can think, right? So what is this basically? Now, from here, obviously, for this one, you're going to start by writing what your limit as your age approaches 0 and the formula, right? Then now, secondly, this is same as what? This is same as your limit as your age approaches 0. This is going to be same as what? This is going to be same as your negative into what? X plus h cubed. Subtract what? This is going to subtract your x cubed over what? Over your h. Now, what does this mean? Right? I want you to have an understanding of this. From here, when you are substituting here, remember this is same as your limit as your age approaches 0. This is actually same as negative into what? X plus h, x plus h, and also what? And also x plus h. Subtract what? Subtracts your x cubed, close bracket, over what? Over what? Over your age. Altogether. Now, what else then now are you going to do? Then you're going to multiply here, right? When you're multiplying here, what is that you're going to do? Let's start multiplying the first two brackets, right? So which means this is going to be what? This is same as your limit as your age approaches 0. This is going to be your negative into what? X multiplied by x. This is same as your what? Your x squared. X multiplied by h is going to be xh, and x multiplied by h, which means this is going to be 2xh plus h squared multiplied by x plus h. This is going to be subtract what? X cubed over what? Over h. Altogether. Now, what else then now am I going to have from here? Right? Let's see. Let's just try and scroll upward a little bit. Right? Now, what else then are you going to have from here? Now, this is same as your limit as your h approaches 0. Now, when you multiply by x, this is actually going to be same as your x cubed, right? This is going to be your x cubed. This is going to be plus what? Plus, oh, remember there's negative outside, right? This is going to be plus what? 2x squared h plus what? Plus x h squared. This is going to be plus what? Plus, when you multiply by the h now, this is going to what? This is going to be your same as your xh, or rather x squared h. Then the other one is going to be plus what? Plus 2x h squared. This is going to be plus what? Plus h cubed. Altogether, subtract your what? Your x to the power of 3 divided by what? Divided by h. Altogether. Now, what else then now are you going to do from here? Your limit as your h approaches 0. Now you are going to just group in like terms, right? So, which means you are going to have what? This is going to be same as your negative into, this is going to be your x cubed. Subtract what? Subtract 3x squared h. This is going to be subtract 3x h squared, right? Subtract your h squared minus what? Minus x cubed over what? Over your h. Or rather, this is just plus. Look at me, already multiplying with the negative, right? So now when you multiply with the negative, now everything is going to change, right? So which means now this is going to be same as your limit as h approaches 0. This is going to be negative x squared. Subtract your 3x squared h. Subtract your 3x h squared plus what? This is h cubed. Minus your h cubed. This is going to minus your h cubed. Minus what? Minus x squared, or rather x cubed over what? Over your h, right? Now, can you see that these two, they are going to cancel each other, right? So which means you are left with what? You are left with everything here. Now, if I write everything here, what is it that you are going to be left with here? Let's just continue to scroll from here. Now, what is it that you are going to have from here? Let's see. This is still your limit as your h approaches 0. This is going to be same as what? This is going to be same as your negative 3x squared h. minus 3x h squared, subtract h squared over what? Over your h. And now, what else then now are you going to have? This is going to be same as what? Your limit as your h approaches 0. Now you take out h as a common factor. This is going to be h into 3x squared, subtract 3x h, right? Subtract h over what? Over your h. Can you see that? And what is it that is going to happen? The h and h are going to cancel. As soon as you've canceled the h, then you substitute your what? Your h that approaches your 0, right? So which means this is going to be a 3x squared minus your 3 into what? 3x into 0, subtract what? Subtract your 0 altogether. And then what is going to be your answer here? Remember here, this was actually cubed. So you're left with what? You're left with squared here. But either or, this is still going to be the same thing, right? Your final answer that you're going to have here, this is actually going to still the same as what? Now, remember the x squared h here was negative, which means you are left with what? You're left with negative 3x what? X squared. That's all. Are we together? So basically, this is how you go about when you what? When you solve this particular question. Hopefully, this makes sense to you. And thank you very much.